Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for part 2 of my favorite books with plus-size main characters. The fact that there are only 2 videos like this on my channel proves to me that I need to diversify my reading more so if you have any more recommendations with plus-size main characters that I haven't already read, which I know it's difficult to find, please let me know. But anyway, without any further ado, the first book on this list is called The Grimrose Girls. This story is a YA dark academia urban fantasy following 4 best friends, one of which is plus size and her name is Nani, and she's also half black and half native Hawaiian and is a lesbian, so that's fun. But anyway, as I was saying, back to the synopsis, it follows 4 best friends who band together to solve the mystery of their other best friend's death. I hope that makes sense. This book is so good and it's absolutely so amazing. And first of all, I love the characters so much. Like I said, Nani is plus size, and if I mispronounce her name, please let me know. And she's also half black and half native Hawaiian and is also a lesbian. But of the 4 main characters, 3 of them are sapphic, 2 of them are people of color, 2 of them are lesbians. I believe the other sapphic main character is bi-romantic and demisexual. The 4th main character, who is queer and Asian, is alo ace. And there's also disability representation amongst the cast as well. But this cast of characters is not only so diverse, but also they're such well-developed, distinct characters. I love their friendship, I love them all individually, and their perspectives each bring them to life so well. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. The mystery was so captivating. The world building is unstoppable, so amazing. I just really enjoyed it. This book is so good, and it's so awesome, and it totally is worth all of its hype and so much more. So anyway, with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called See You Yesterday. This story is a YA contemporary following a young plus-size main character who finds herself stuck in a time loop of her very first day of college as a college freshman. This story is absolutely so fantastic and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the world building made so much sense and it felt so immersive and it never felt redundant or repetitive, which I really enjoyed, because that's the reason why I typically don't love time loop stories. But anyway, this book was so amazing and it was so good. The plot was so engaging and it made the story absolutely so immersive. The setting made so much sense. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. Their romance was so cute and it was absolutely so adorable. Even the scientific elements, explaining the time loop and how they got there and how to get out, made so much sense. This book is absolutely so good, and I just really enjoyed it because I literally love them, the characters, so much. This book is absolutely so amazing and it's so awesome, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Bad Things Happen Here. This story is a YA thriller following a young black sapphic main character set in a town where historically there are a lot of unsolved murders, so the title is very fitting, but then it hits too close to home when her sister dies. This story is absolutely so good and so well done. First of all, the mystery was so captivating and it really made me so intrigued from the very beginning to the end. The sapphic romance made so much sense and I love their chemistry and their connection so much. The characters were all so well developed and so distinct. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. This book is absolutely so underrated and it deserves so much more hype. I'm so excited for the author's next book, which I believe comes out this year in August or something like that. But anyway, the point is, this book was absolutely so fantastic and it was so good. The writing was so lyrical and so awesome, and it really made the story so much more exquisite, and it made the story come to life so much more. So anyway, all that to say, this book is absolutely so well done. The plus size representation as well as the sapphic and black representation was so good. But anyway, all that to say, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Feeling of Falling in Love. This story is a YA contemporary following a young, non-binary, plus-size main character as they fake date their roommate because they need a date to their brother's wedding. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. Mason Deaver's books continuously get better and better. Even if you think that that's impossible because there were books previously, I Wish You All the Best and The Ghosts We Keep, all absolutely so good and so fantastic. I would definitely say that this is my favorite one by them so far, and I'm so excited for whatever they will write next because they are literally a genius. But anyway, this book was so amazing and I loved it so much. This book was one of the ones where, when I read it last year, I discovered that fake dating is literally one of my favorite romantic tropes ever. This romance was so cute and it was absolutely so adorable, and I loved the two of them together so much. The characters were all so well developed and so distinct. The family dynamics felt so authentic. Like, the plot was so intriguing and so engaging. This book is absolutely so fantastic and it deserves all of its hype and so much more. I loved the queer representation, the plus size representation. Like, everything about it was so amazing and so awesome and so authentic. So anyway, with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms. This story is a YA contemporary graphic novel that follows two sapphic main characters on a new cheerleading team. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. As you can see on the cover, one of the main characters is a plus-size lesbian and the other main character is a transgender sapphic main character. I believe both of them identify as lesbians, but I'm not completely certain within the context of the story. But anyway, speaking of the cover and the art, the illustrations were absolutely so pretty and so well done. Literally, this book is so good, and I loved the sapphic romance so much. Literally, like, this book is amazing, and I loved it so much. The plot is so intriguing and very engaging. The world building and the setting was so well done and so immersive. The characters individually were so well developed and so distinct. And like I said, I love their romance. I love their friendship. This book is absolutely so good. The queer representation as well as the plus size representation was done so well. This story is so well paced, and I really enjoyed it so much. So anyway, all that to say, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Renaissance of Gwen Hathaway. This story is a YA contemporary following a young plus-size main character who's been looking forward to the monotony of working with her father at the Renaissance Fair circuit that her late mom always loved, except now this year it's under new management. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's really good. And I had really high expectations for this book since I previously loved the author's two books, and this book definitely lived up to those high expectations. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. The writing is so lyrical and it's so beautiful. The romance made so much sense and I literally love them so much. The main character is so amazing and I literally love her. I love her character development. I love her romance. I love her friendships. I love her relationships so much. This book is absolutely so incredible and it's so underrated and it deserves so much more hype. Literally, this book is so good, and I love it so much. Like, it's amazing. It's so good. It's so lyrical. Like, I love it so much. But anyway, all that to say, this book is really awesome and really authentic, and I just really enjoyed it so much from the beginning to the end. So anyway, all that to say, I would definitely highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called The Immeasurable Depth of You. This story is a YA contemporary following a young bisexual plus-size main character who must confront all of her worst fears after she is sent on her father's houseboat for the summer. I feel like I've talked about this book so many times recently because coincidentally, ever since I read it about a month ago, it has shown up in so many different recommended reads videos recently. So if you've heard me talk about this book so many times before, typically I would apologize for the annoyance of that. But also, on the other hand, this book is absolutely so good. So if you haven't read it already, I would definitely highly recommend it. Literally, this book is so good. First of all, the writing is so lyrical and it's absolutely so pretty. The world building made so much sense. I loved it so much. Like, the main character is such a wonderful, lovely, well-developed, distinct main character. And I loved her relationships with, her parents and everything. This book is so good. The plot is so intriguing and so engaging. The setting was absolutely so awesome. This book is so good, and I love queer coming of age stories like this. This book, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called No Boy Summer. This story is a YA contemporary following a young plus-size bisexual main character who makes a pact with her sister to have a no boys summer, except she finds a loophole when she starts to fall for a girl. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good, and I really, really enjoyed it because it was absolutely so, like, easy to digest. Because, like, first of all, the main character, I love her so much. Her way of thinking is my way of thinking, so I found that to be so relatable, and it made the plot so intriguing and so engaging. This story is absolutely so immersive. The sapphic romance made so much sense, and I love their connection and their chemistry so much. The sister relationship was so cute, and it literally felt so authentic because I love them so much. This book is so good. It's so, like, cute and happy and feel good and fluffy and so good for the summer, while also, like, not being, like, completely cheesy. Like, I love this book so much. It's absolutely so iconic, so amazing, so authentic, and so awesome. So anyway, with all that said, this book is absolutely so underrated, and with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I hope this video helped diversify your bookshelf as it did for me. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the dice emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!